your screen, turn on your phone, turn on your laptop. We watching Bless Roll, Bless Roll.
Hey y'all! Before we get started, I wanted to come on and thank everyone for your thoughts, your concerns, your prayers. Thank you for your comments. I thank you so much for thinking about me. I really appreciate it. Welcome to Bless Row Cooks. Today, I am going to be cooking this delicious smothered pork chops with gravy. I have 3 pork chops. I have me some all-purpose flour. I put a half a pack of the Goya Sazon in it and some garlic powder. Today I'm going to season the pork chops with some Lawry's seasoning salt. I have some black pepper and some garlic powder. And for my gravy, I'm going to season that. I'm going to put chicken bouillon in that. And I'm also going to use this flour. So I've already rinsed my pork chop off. And now I'm getting ready to season it up. I'm going to start with my garlic powder, y'all. I hope that everybody's having a super great day. How many of y'all love smothered pork chops? They are so good. I like the fried pork chops too, but it's just something about a smothered pork chop with some rice and gravy. It is so good. I grew up eating smothered pork chop. I don't eat it very often, but it does taste good. I prefer using the bone-in pork chop. I do use boneless pork chops, but the bone-in pork chops, they just seem more flavorful. And then when you get to that bone, you know, you can get that little piece of meat that's real close to the bone, and you can suck on the bone or chew the bone. It's just something about that pork chop bone. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about. I put a little slit on the piece of fat that's around the pork chop. That will help keep your pork chop flat. It'll, you know how sometimes when you cook your pork chop, it draws up in the middle. Put a little slit on that piece of fat. That'll help prevent that. I haven't had a good old pork chop sandwich in a while either, y'all. That's something good too. A good pork chop sandwich with some fresh bread and some mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato. Now that's some good eating. Okay, so I got it seasoned, y'all. I'm getting ready to put it in my bag. Put some flour. Like I said, my flour has a little bit of Goya in it and a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my oil is warm. These are not wafer thin. These are medium sized pork chops. They're not really thick and they're not wafer thin. So that's why I season both sides, because I do want them to taste good, not bland. So we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to fry these pork chops and we're going to make us some gravy. Oh, I got my onion too, y'all. Almost forgot that. We're going to make us some gravy. And we're going to smother them down and we're going to have us a good old lunch. Comment down below if you like smothered pork chop. I haven't had it in a while, y'all. Look at how beautiful and golden brown this pork chop fried up. Look at that pretty color. I have drained most of the oil out of the pan and I left the drippings in the bottom, and right here I'm adding in my diced onion. Now I'm adding in some flour. The amount of flour that you add in would depend on how much oil you have, how thick you want your gravy, and how much gravy that you're actually going to make. For the measurements on this, I would tell you to add 1 heaping tablespoon of flour for every 2 tablespoons of oil. Now I'm cooking my flour for a few minutes. The longer the flour cooks, the darker it's gonna get and the darker the gravy is gonna be. I grew up eating gravy, guys. We ate a lot of rice and we ate a lot of gravy. Almost, I say 5 days a week, we was eating some rice and gravy. Even if they didn't smother meat, if we had vegetable, rice, meat, we would make gravy. Now I'm going to bring this to a boil. I am going to add 1 chicken bouillon cube for each cup of water that I'm adding to my gravy. The chicken bouillon cubes are going to help flavor my gravy. You can omit that if you don't want that flavor. And you also can add chicken broth if you would like to instead of the bouillon cubes. In addition to adding the chicken bouillon cubes in, I also added some black pepper, some garlic powder, and a little bit of the Lawry seasoning salt. Guys, go ahead and taste it and see if you need to add anything else to your gravy at this point. And I'm going to cover this and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. The pork chops are ready. Look at how delicious they look. If you would like to see more videos like this of me cooking some delicious food, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to set your notification bell so that you will know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a blessed and beautiful day. And don't forget to put God first in everything that you do.
Turn on your laptop, we watching Bliss roll.